Yesterday we discussed about inheritance, right? How code reusability works, code reusability and extensibility, how these two concepts work. So we discussed why we need to extend a class without editing the class. Why? Why to extend a class without editing class? To achieve two things. What are those? Backward compatibility. Backward compatibility, another one, side by side execution. What is backward compatibility means? Backward compatibility means allows to use older versions even when it is having a new version. What is side by side execution means? Two versions or multiple versions of same software can run on a device. That is what actually. Earlier, what happens? The old version removed and the new version is added. Right. Next, another important now, after understanding this reusability, here one more is inheritance. Inheritance types. Actually, basic we have single inheritance. Single inheritance is nothing but a superclass is extended. A superclass is extended by derived class. A superclass is extended by derived class. That is what actually single. We have multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance is a derived class. A derived class is extended, is again extended. If a derived class is again extended, then it is multi-level. That means a superclass extended by derived class. That derived class is again extended. That is multi-level. Actually, there is another concept called multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance is not supported. It is not supported for classes. It is not supported, but we have this for a concept called interfaces. But we don't have interfaces in JavaScript. JavaScript don't have any interface. So multiple inheritance is not supported for classes, but actually in inheritance, there is a concept called multiple inheritance, but classes will not support. Who will support? Multiple inheritance is supported by interfaces, but in JavaScript, we don't have any interface. So we don't need to discuss about this. So multiple inheritance is nothing but a derived class. A derived class can extend multiple superclasses. A derived class can extend multiple superclasses. So one derived class can extend multiple superclasses, but it is not supported in classes. So why it is not supported in classes? Actually, that is nothing but suppose now we can have multiple superclasses. Suppose we have super 1, we have super 2, so we have super 3. Now what happens? We have created a class called derived. This derived class extends if it extends super 1, super 2, super 3, then it is called multiple, but it cannot work. This will not work. For classes, it will not work. In other programming languages, we have a concept called interface. For that, it will work. For classes, it will not work. Why it will not work? So why multiple inheritance will not work for classes? Because the question here is why multiple inheritance is not supported. Why in multiple inheritance is not supported for classes? Because so due to constructor deadlocks. Due to constructor deadlock, it is not supported. What is meant by constructor deadlock? Constructor deadlock, because of constructor deadlock, it is not supported. What is meant by constructor deadlock? Constructor deadlock is nothing but, now yesterday we discussed OOP rule. What is that? OOP related one basic rule we learned. Inheritance rule we learned. What is that inheritance rule? What is the inheritance rule we learned? Inheritance rule is a derived class constructor must call the superclass. That means first which constructor should execute? Superclass, then followed by derived. Now here three superclasses are there. Which constructor will execute? There is no priority like super 1 is first, super 2 is second. And very important is, now what happens? The constructor of super 1, the constructor of super 1 is waiting for constructor of super 2 to use. The constructor of super 2 is waiting for super 3 to use. All are waiting for each other, but no one is going into the inheritance. So if all are waiting for each other and no one is going, then this mechanism is called deadlock. Deadlock means both are waiting for each other, no one is going. This is deadlock. Because of no constructor is ready to go, then it is not finished. That means this concept is not fulfilled. That means multiple inheritance will not work. Why multiple inheritance will not work? Because constructor is not coming. If superclass constructor is not coming, then extension is not finished. So as per the rules, superclass constructor should come. But there are many superclasses, then they have confusion which superclass to execute. That is the reason multiple inheritance is not supported for classes. Who is the reason for that? The reason is constructor. Constructor deadlock means all constructors are waiting for each other and no constructor started. If superclass constructor not started, then inheritance is not complete. That is the problem of multiple inheritance. So there is no multiple inheritance related to classes, but there is multiple inheritance which works for interface. And JavaScript don't have any interface. They don't have any interface. Okay. So this is inheritance, the rule of inheritance. Next, one more important concept is you need to understand polymorphism. Polymorphism. We need to understand one more concept, polymorphism. Actually, what is polymorphism and how polymorphism works? Polymorphism, I will explain a simple point here. See, Actually, to understand polymorphism, suppose we are having, yeah, suppose we have actually devices like we have a device like pager. We have a device like pager. We have a device like digital organizer. We have camera. So we have phone like devices we have. Actually, pager is a device which is used for sending SMS. Pager is a device which is used for sending SMS. Before cell phones came, we have pagers. Pagers, they can send SMS from one person to another, remote actually. We'll see here. So this is images. Yeah, this is a pager device. A pager looks like this. This is a pager. Before we have mobiles, first we started with pagers actually. That means only SMS can be sent from one person to another person. We can send SMS remote. That was pager. Pager is only for SMS. We have digital organizers. Digital organizers for contacts, for appointments, means like calendar. So we have like alarms like calculator. All these are present in digital organizer. People used to use these digital organizers also. These are digital organizers. Digital organizers look like this. Like a calculator, they look. We can store contacts, appointments, alarms, and other details. Generally, people used to maintain a pocket book diary for address and all. Now, these digital organizers came and people started using them very much for storing contacts and everything. These are digital organizers. And we have camera. Camera is for what? Photos and for videos. For videos and photos, we have camera. And phone is for calling. For calling, we have phone. Now, actually, a device came called mobile. Mobile is a device. So a device came called, and this mobile device can do the work of a pager. It can do the work of a digital organizer. It can do the work of a camera, do the work of a phone. That means pager gone, organizer gone. For physical phones are reduced. Cameras usage reduced a little because we are using mobile. That means now one device can have several behaviors. That means phone is working as mobile is working as pager because it can send SMS. It can work as organizer because it can store contacts, calculator, calendars, alarms. It is working as camera because you can take photos and videos. It is working as phone. So mobile is not a phone. Mobile is not a phone. It is a combination of all these actually. Suppose if there is no SIM card, can we use the mobile? Yes. We can use even Wi-Fi calling. Right? If there is no SIM card, we have messengers apps. We can call through them. Right? That means the point is here, device is one, but behaviors are many. So that means this is called poly means many. So polymorphism is derived from polymorphos. Poly means many, morphos means forms. So the availability of any component in multiple forms is called polymorphism. That means now instead of maintaining so many devices, you can maintain only one device which can do all the works. In software technology also same. So you are creating three objects to do three different functions. But if you can create one object which can do three different functions, that is good. But the question is how one object can do different work. Suppose technically means I'm saying that for a button we have a separate class. For a checkbox we have a separate functionality. For radio we have a separate functionality. So button, checkbox, radios all are having separate functionality. But what interesting you will find is one input is enough to handle all. Am I right? One input is enough to handle all. That means input can work for button, input can work for checkbox, input can work for radio. That means actually we have to maintain three different elements to handle three different controls. But we are using only one input element for all of them. Type text, type radio, type checkbox. Is that element? Type is not element. Element is what? Input. How many elements you are using to manage these three? Only one element. So, but when you say type button, that element works like button. If you say type checkbox, that element work like checkbox. That's great. Otherwise, to learn forms, you should remember more than 40, 50 elements. But now for working with forms only, we have few elements. Suppose you see, already you saw, suppose we have select. Select is an element which have the behavior of drop down. It have the behavior of list box also. It completely changes appearance now. Right? When it works like list box, when you define size, automatically it changes from drop down to list box. That means actually we have to maintain two elements, one for list box, another for drop down. But now only one element can work for both. That is very good. That means polymorphism is there everywhere till now. So you haven't learned that it is polymorphism. That means polymorphism is not a new thing. Already we used these kind of things regularly. We used polymorphism regularly. So polymorphism is nothing but polymorphism technically poly means what? Many. Morphos means forms. That means availability of any component in multiple forms is referred as polymorphism. That means creating a component with multiple behaviors. Behaviors is exhibiting polymorphism. That is what we have to. So creating a component with multiple behaviors, that is exhibiting polymorphism. Let's see how we can do this, how we can handle this. Let's see one simple point. Means how to achieve this, we will see. Let's go to the design here, right? And here, yeah. So here, what we are doing is we are creating some class. Let's say our project. Let's go to the project here. Yeah. Now in this project, so we will just keep a simple script. In this, we have a class called employee. Employee class is having, so first name, it is a string type, just have last name. So we have empty strings, huh? They are just empty string. We have designation, that is also empty. Okay. Now we have a method called print. This print method will print these details. Document dot write, print this dot first name space. It will have this dot last name and hyphen, this dot designation, and that's it. Break. I'm giving break. Okay. This is defining one class. Now we are creating a class called, so we are creating a class called developer. This developer should have employee behavior. That means first name, last name, designation, and everything. In addition to that, developer have his own responsibilities. So all these of an employee must be accessible to developer. Then developer extends whom? Developer extends employee. So then we can use first name is equal to some, so Raj, some last name is equal to some Kumar, like this. We have designation is equal to some developer. And because it is extending, in addition to already what it is having, it can have some extra role. So here I will put developer role. Developer role is building, debugging, testing, like this we define. Now we will use a print method in this. First, it should print all these three details. For that, already there is a superclass print method. Na? We have to access the superclass print method in derived class. What we have to do? Super dot print. After that, document dot write. Here it should display print the role. Just it should print the role. Like that's it. This dot role. Anything of the current class we have to define by using this. This dot role. What is it? Backtick. Okay. This dot role. It should print the role. That's what we are defining. This is simple how it is going to access and define. Now this is developer. I will go here. Let's go create another class. I am pasting another class. This is admin. Admin also employee. Remember, admin is not extending developer. Admin is not extending developer because developer role we don't want here. Admin is using employee. That means employee is a class which is being used as a blueprint. blueprint for just reusability of name, first name, last name, and designation and print, right? So is admin extending developer? No. Admin is extending employee. Now here we have another one, some name, and here I will given this as admin, and here I written admin role. Admin role. Admin role is suppose I given as authorization, authentication, authentication. Like this we define. Now we are printing admin role also. Okay, we have another class. This is a manager. Manager, suppose I given different names, some Tom, some say Hanks, like this. So this is a manager. And here we defined admin role. So manager role. Manager role. Suppose I defined some approvals like this I'd say. Now, how many employees are there? How many employees are there? 3 employees are there. What is this employee? This is employee. Huh? That is not employee. It is a blueprint for employees. So how many employees are there? 3. Are these 3 employees having any relation with each other? They are not having any relation with each other. They are just using the blueprint called employee. So now my to access these 3 employees, I need only one object. That means only one object should be there for all 3 employees. So if to access 3 employees, only all 3 are obviously widgets. You have to create only one object which can work for all 3 classes. And if you can do that, that means you know polymorphism. Now tell me for which class we have to create. If you create an object for manager, only manager will come. Who is super for manager? Who is super for manager? Then how developer will come? Understood? Now we will create an object called employees. Employees is an object. This object is a array type. In the array first memory, we will pass new developer memory. In second memory, we will pass new admin memory. In the third, we will pass new manager. So how many objects are there? Objects, how many are there? Only one object, but it have 3 memories. That means at 0, it is working as developer. At 1, it is working as admin. At 2, it is working as manager. That means object is 1, but behavior 3. 3 behavior. So the point is here, we have to just simply use for. First, I will ask here, suppose I will put var designation is equal to prompt. I will say enter designation. Okay. Now I will use a for var employee of employees. We are accessing all employees. So if employee designation dot designation is matching with the designation we entered, then only that employee related print method should work, which will print the employee details. Others should not be there. That means now what you are doing is you are creating one object and you are overloading the memory for it. So polymorphism is overloading memory. Overloading memory. Many times when you learn other OOP languages, there you will learn that polymorphism means function overloading or method overloading. No, polymorphism is not function overloading, method overloading. It is overloading memory. In that memory, there can be a function or anything. Polymorphism is not function overloading. Polymorphism is about overloading memory. In that memory, there can be anything. There can be class memory. There can be function memory. That means you can overload the memory. Now see what happens, how it works. See, object is only one. What is that object name? Employees. Employees. Now see, when I run this, then it will display like this. So when we run this, it will ask enter designation. I entered manager as designation. Then only manager details will come. And I entered suppose admin, only admin details will come. I entered some developer, so only developer details will come. So to handle three different objects, three different classes, we need three different objects. But now only one object is working for all three. This is overloading. So this is actually polymorphism. So employee is an object which have behavior of developer, which have behavior of manager, which have behavior of admin. That means one object, multiple behaviors. That is what polymorphism is. That's a simple technique actually. So you can overload the memory. And in that memory, there can be anything. That means it can be class memory, it can be function memory. Already function overloads also we see. But actually that is not official overloading. I told you callbacks now. Success function, failure function, right? So actually function overloads means I will show you which is not supported. I will copy this example. This is example for polymorphism. That is the example for polymorphism. So I will show you actually how in other technologies people use that point actually. Generally, suppose there is a function called add. This add function is working for two things. One is A and B. That means it is returning A plus B. Suppose I want to add three numbers. If I want three numbers, I am writing again add. It's not valid now because with same name there cannot be two functions. Suppose I am using A comma B comma C. Then what it will do? Return A plus B plus C. Now if I call the function document.write addition is equal to I am accessing add. Into that you can see it is taking the first one. It is taking the first one. Suppose I will show you now here 20 comma 40. That means it is going to print that result. It is not taking. Why? Because it is shadowing. Shadowing means you declared another. That means now it will be third one will be active, not first one. According to third, you need another value. What is it? some third value 10. That means now you can see now it is working. That means is first one working, first one is not working. This is possible in other technologies. This is possible in other technologies. So that is why they call that as function overload, method overloading or function overloading. But in JavaScript, it is not. I already told you, constructor also cannot overload. Constructor overload means, can we have more than one constructor? No. But generally in other technologies, OOP concepts, there can be more than one constructor. But in JavaScript, it is not possible. Now tell me how to handle this. We need to implement other techniques for that. Tell me any another solution will you give for this? What I can do for this? Means name only one, but able to do different functions. We can try like this. Suppose I am giving here, suppose I am defining. So function, I am giving addition. Into that, I am using dot 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 subparams. This is REST parameter. Now, how many can be in REST parameter? Any number. You can have one, you can have two, you can have three, you can have four. Now, only the point here is, in this, you need to write logic for finding addition of those numbers and return. Understood? How you will find, because it is an array. It is an array. Suppose that I am writing for var item of what is it? Params. That means what I am doing, I am using a var result is result plus equal to item. So result is plus equal to item. I am defining like this. Now it is showing some error. So var result is equal to item. Suppose I want to add. How we can add? Suppose I am using var result. Result is equal to initially how much? 0. And here we are defining result plus equal to item. That means we are expecting numbers. We are, what is plus equal? Adding all that options into it. That means now what this have to do? It should return the result. Result. But see here, I am writing document dot write. So here is addition. Addition is equal to, I am using addition. Into that I am passing 10, 20. I am passing 10, 20. That means you can see here, it is showing the result 30. Now what I am doing here in the next line, this is two numbers. So addition, adding, suppose I say adding 2. Right? Suppose I am defining another document dot write. So I say adding 3. Now adding 3 is equal to, I have to call, what is it? Addition 10, 30, 40. Like this we define. This time we are passing how many? 3. That means it has to get that in display. It is working. So this is the concept of handling overloads. But actually it is not overloading. It is not dynamic polymorphism. I told you now, it is not supported with dynamic polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism means 3 different memories need to be allocated. Is it allocating 3 different memories currently? No. Only one memory is allocated, in that it is handling any number. For parameters, how many memories is allocated? Only one. In that it is managing all. You pass 2, it will handle. You pass 4, it will handle. So it is not dynamic polymorphism. It is just the concept of multiple parameters. Is it real polymorphism? It is not real polymorphism. Polymorphism means memories must be overloaded. The previous example you saw, that is polymorphism. So that is the reason in other technologies this is possible. What they can do, they can write same name method with different functionalities. One method will take 2 parameters, another method may take 3. Then it is called method overloading. It overloads. Here we don't use overload. There is nothing. So this is how we manage overloads actually. That means we take multiple parameters, based on that we handle. So for that we use this REST parameter technique. These kind of tasks are given in interviews. Like they will say that I want only one function, it should do this and that. That means you need to think the logic. Already I told you, we can write condition. If number increment, if string, then just print hello. I told you written example now. So the point is this can be done. So this kind of, this is as pseudo overload actually. Overloading. This is not real overloading. It looks like overloading, but it is not the real overloading. So because overloading means there must be several functions with same name having different functionality. That is called overloading. That is the reason we discussed that it is not a pure OOP language. Dynamic polymorphism is not supported. Polymorphism is supported. We have seen overloading of class memory, but it is not possible to do this, right? This is one simple point. So technically, how the concept of overload works, this is what you need to understand. This is polymorphism. So this all comes under OOP concepts, object oriented programming. So finally, as I told you, so in summary I will give, we discussed that JavaScript is not complete OOP language. Only some features are there about OOPs. What are those some features? One, we have modules. So we have classes. And in these classes, we have so properties, we have methods, we have accessors, and we have constructor. And we have seen various simple concepts like polymorphism. So, and have like inheritance, how aggregation works, aggregation, inheritance, polymorphism, only these. So we don't have any access modifiers, we don't have interfaces, we don't have abstract classes. Generally OOP languages have abstraction. OOP languages have polymorphism, dynamic, I already told you. So those other concepts are not available in JavaScript. JavaScript supports only this. So that is what you need to understand. So in JavaScript programming, this is another important concept, right? Next important, after understanding OOPs, OOP object oriented, now we need to know some more very important. Actually, we learned how to create objects, how to use these objects, but JavaScript have built-in objects. We need to know these built-in objects. That means these are ready-made objects provided by JavaScript. So ready-made objects provided by JavaScript. These built-in objects That means till now what we done, we created classes, we created objects for classes, and we use ready-made. So many objects are present which you can use. Actually, these objects are classified into two types. Actually, we have browser objects, we have browser objects. So, and we generally have document objects. Document objects, browser and document. Actually, document comes under this. We call them as browser objects, and another one is like miscellaneous miscellaneous objects. These we have under browser object. Miscellaneous objects are means belonging to different categories, mixture of different categories we have. Browser objects, actually, we have browser objects window, we have location, we have navigator, we have history, and we have document. These comes under browser objects. And miscellaneous objects means you have string object, we have array object, we have date object, you have math object. These comes under miscellaneous. Already we learned string, array, date, right? Math, we will see some example. So ready-made built-in objects, these are. So they have ready-made functionality, we have to just use them. So we will first see browser objects. Already browser objects also we learned so many. We discussed so many browser objects already. What are those? Document, get element by id, tag name, class name, append child, document dot write. All these belongs to which object? Document. They all belong to document object only. So we will see how to use these objects, how we can work with these objects. First important is browser objects. We call it as BOM. We call this as BOM. BOM is nothing but browser object model. We discussed about DOM, DOM, right? Actually, DOM is a part of BOM. DOM is a part of BOM. Is a part of BOM. That means browser object model in that document object model will come. Browser object model means, suppose I open browser. If I don't open any page in browser, is browser having anything? Yes, it is having. Even I don't open any page in browser, browser is having lot of things. Browser is having a back button, browser is having a history button, browser is having a home button. Don't you think they work? They work, right? Browser is having a address bar, browser is having several extensions. Am I right? Browser itself is having so many things other than a page. That means actually browser is having, the browser object model contains, that means it comprises of window, it comprises of location, which comprises of navigator, and it comprises of history, and it comprises of document. This window object is related to browser window. That means open window, close window, restore window, print window, all such activities of window we can manage by using that window object. Window object, that means this is browser window. Browser window related so many activities are present. How do these activities already we learned? If you remembered, in the first example of JavaScript, we learned window.print. That means what it will do? It will invoke printer and print the page. If you remembered, in hyperlinks, I told you how to open browser in a new window. Linked page, how to open in a new tab. And I already showed you new windows. Remember? Na? For that, we have to use window.open method. We learned them. So only the point now we are keeping at one place. So what is window object? So first important window object is simple. It provides set of properties and methods that are used to control the browser window. The browser window. The methods will be like open, like close, close. So like print, all these comes under window object. So these are window related options. Already we used them. So window dot open, close, print, roughly I will show you here. Suppose I am creating a simple page in this button. Suppose open file. Now on this button, I need to open a file. Then we can directly write on click. Directly I will write window.open. Window.open will open a file in a separate window. So window.open, what to open? Dot slash public slash images slash some shoe.jpg to open. What should be the reference for that opened window? So then I will put as shoe. That is the title. Or I will say Nike. That is the title. Okay. That means every window should have a title, right? We have to define. Next, how much width and height you want, size. So width for window will be 400. Height for window also 400. That's enough. That means now what it will do is when you open this, I click on this, I click on that open file, it will open in a separate window. It says it is not there. Shoe is not there. So already this file is in public. Already it is in public means directly images. So in images dot slash images show dot jpg, it will open. It is there. Let's check public images. Shoe is not there. We will use another some a1.jpg. Okay, a1.jpg. That's it. And that file is not there. So open, then it will get that and display. That means it is going to open that in a separate window. Already we learned this. This is not a new concept. When worked with hyperlinks, we discussed how to open link in a new tab or new window. Suppose I am creating another button. So I am just giving on click what window dot print. So I am using print method. So print page, it is going to print. That means when I click it, open printer properties to print. Already we discussed it through media queries, how we can print only contents, how to hide the buttons while printing. Remember, na? So if target is print, then don't display some colors, don't display some elements. If it is screen, then display. Those two techniques we learned, media queries. Suppose we have heading, right? Heading is your ticket, something like this. Now what should happen when printer opens? Buttons should not be there. Only that ticket should print. Then what we do? We write a style. So we write a style. In the style, what we do? Media. If media is what? Print. If media is print. If media is print, what we do? Button. So button display we will keep as none. As none. That means now what will happen when I click on print page? Then only the ticket is printed. Buttons are not printed. We can decide which one to do. Already we discussed that. So while working with the media queries. So if it is print, then do this, right? So that is technically how we can manage this option. You can put a close button also. It is nothing but it can close the window. That means button. So on click is equal to window dot close. Actually, if you have observed, this is there in our Bootstrap data BS dismiss. What data BS dismiss is doing, it is closing the window. Closing the window. In the background, this is written for it. So that is what happens now. So for this button, I will keep as close. And when I click on this close, the window closes. That we can manage by using this. Usually this is all simple window related options. This one line also I will add. This is basic window object related members. Already in various occasions, we learned window, right? Another important is location. Location object. This is important. Location object, actually, it is used to get the details of the file that you are currently watching. The details of the website you are currently watching. It will get the information about it. That means complete location details. Location details means it gets the location details. Location details. So location details includes host. Host is nothing but it is server name. That means which server you are using. That means your IP address, server name or IP address. If you have seen several websites, when you try to open any website, then they will say your IP is this. They will tell your IP address, because every website have to get your IP address in the background, because for security reasons they will verify from where you are accessing. By using IP address, we can do that. So how to get the IP address of the page from where he is watching, how we can get that is by using host. So we have like protocol, that means it returns protocol is like http. It is a protocol. We have like file is a protocol. So https is a protocol. What is protocol is nothing but it will verify whether they are using a server or direct file system. I told you that suppose without server also you can test your HTML. How double click on HTML page, it will open in browser, you can watch it. But we discussed that we have to work on servers. Now we can identify whether they are using a server or a file system, which protocol they are using. Is it HTTP? Is it HTTPS? Or is it file? We can know the protocol. We can even know the port number. Port, it returns the port number. It returns the path name is nothing but file and folder name. That means currently you accessing a page, in which folder it is present on server, you can get the folder name also. So location object have lot of details. Location have search. Search is it gets query string. It can get the query string. Location can get the query string. Query string, what is a query string? We will see. We will discuss about that. You can get the query string. Href, it gets URL, complete URL it can get. That means from where he is accessing our website, his IP address, the protocol, port numbers, path names, everything we can get. That can be done by using what? Location. But geolocation is another. That is not location. Location means browser locations. That means file name, path name, protocol, port numbers. These all comes under location. Geolocation is different. Geolocation means from where he is accessing, from Delhi, from Hyderabad, from India, from Chennai, from US, from UK. That also we can know. How do we do that? For that, not this location. For that, there is another, that is actually navigator object. By using navigator object, we can get their current location. So technically, this is all these details. We also have hash. Hash means it gets hash location. Where you used this hash location? We use this hash location in intra-document navigation. In intra-document navigation, hash is used in URL. That means in the page currently what you are watching, that you can get from using this location object. So here we will use this one and see. Let's see here. I will write a simple logic here. Actually, this is related to location. Yeah. I will write a simple logic here. So the logic is a simple button. So get location details. Just what we will do is write a function. So on click. So this is get details. Okay. And we will print those details in a paragraph below. Roughly, I'm using. Now we will put here function. So script, right. In the script, we have a function get details. On this, what we have to do, we need to get the details and display. For that, simple document dot query selector paragraph. In paragraph inner HTML, we want to display. I will put a backtick. So in the backtick, I will put in first line. So here we will put details. Details like I want to know IP address. IP address. Then what you can do is you can say location dot host. Location dot host, it will get IP address. I can use here another line. Next line. I want here URL, the complete URL. Complete URL is dollar location dot, so location dot href. It will get the complete URL. I want to get the path. So the path we will use. So location dot path name. Another, I want protocol. And here we will write so location. So location dot protocol. That is here we will do one thing. We will write a ternary operator. That means if protocol is colon HTTP, then we will put a message question mark. So HTTP. So you are using HTTP server. Otherwise, it should say, so you are using file system. We are using file system. That is the message I am giving. Okay. In the next line, this is protocol. We have port number. If you want to get the port number, you know our port number 5500, na? Location dot what port. It will get the port number. These all are important, required. Why? Because many times what happens is, so many times it will display. So many times it will display that your port number 5500 is already in use. Please use another port number. Why? Because on a computer, if several servers are running, every server occupies a port number. Suppose you are running a React application, Angular application, general web application. Every application have different port number to run because server is same. Then we will get all the details. You see now. So I am just running this. and I am just clicking on get location details, all the details will come. That means you see here all the details will come. So actually protocol is coming wrong. Protocol. Actually HTTP colon protocol. Yeah, HTTP colon, not colon HTTP. Okay, right. Now you can see here, this is showing the details and it is displaying. You see host IP address is this. Current URL is completely this. And the current path is in public, we have classes. This is the protocol you are using HTTP server and this is port number. Depending on from where you are accessing, all the details will come. Suppose see what we are doing is I am not opening this on server. Then what? We will open this classes file in Explorer. I will open the classes file, directly double click and open like this. Open with Edge browser like this. This time I am not using server. Then lot of details will not come. You can see it says IP address not there. Your current URL is this. Current path is where your project is present. And it is showing that you are using file system. You are not using any server. So no port numbers, nothing. Right. So we have to write logic. If it is file, don't try to display IP address. Don't try to display port numbers. Display only other details. So technically, you take this program to any computer and run there. On that computer, what is the statistics it will show. So that is what actually the purpose of this location object. Actually, location object is used by developers to get the client location details. Location details means not geolocation, right? Geolocation is different. In the next point, we will see that. Here, not only URL, port number, path and all, even query strings, which are important. Generally, query strings are used for transporting data from one page to another. For example, let's see here. I'm writing here a new page, google.html. And I am adding one more page, that is results.html. Now in Google, we are just designing a simple HTML form. In this form, we created a heading Google and we just kept a button. Input type is text. Name is search. And here we defined size as 40. Okay. And below that we have a paragraph. In that we have a button. So search. Now what happens is here, so when we run this, this is the page. I will keep align as center. That is aligned to center. Now I entered some word and click on search. Because it is a form, it submits the data in the URL. Now, not only that, I told you in the beginning, form have some actions. That means form method. Method is what? Get. And form action. Action is where to submit this information. On post, we submit, but that is server side. On get, if you submit, you learn that on get data will be added in query string. How to transport data from one page to another using query string we can do. Later you will learn a concept called cookies and local storage, how it works. Initially, action where it has to go, results.html page. Now I will go to the results HTML page. This is actually results HTML page. I will put here results HTML page. Now in this page, I have to collect that string they entered. Observe carefully. I entered some JavaScript. Okay. Now I click on search. Now this page is submitted and it goes to results. It is navigated from one page to another. And see in the URL, this is query string. After question mark, what is passed? That is query string. What is the query string name? Search. What is its value? JavaScript. Now what we have to do in this page, we have to find out the JavaScript topic and show its results. That means generally what we do in this page, we will write a script, and in that we write topics. Topics is an array of objects. In that we have JavaScript, that is the key, and we say it is a client side programming language for HTML. That is, I'm just defining. That is one sentence. This is one object. So this is one object. I will use another object here. Another object. This is one object. Okay. Now this object is having JavaScript related details. Now I will have another object. So CSS. So that means here CSS, we will define, it defines styles for HTML. Like this we use. Now what should happen is function on body load. When body loads, I need to get the query string, which word they pass. How to get the query string, right? What we will do is var str is equal to location dot search. Location dot search will get the query string. Only query string it will get. That means what it will get? Query string means it will get up to this part. But what we have to do from here, we have to access. How to access the word which is present after equal? Then we have to use string manipulations. How to access the word which is after equal? We learned string methods now, substring and all. Then what we will use? Var. So word is equal to, how to get the word? str dot substring. That means read from which location? From equal location, right? That means how to get the equal location? str dot index of equal. It will include equal also. I will put equal plus 1. That means don't include equal. After equal symbol, whatever characters are there, read all the characters and put in the word. Now we need to verify. So var topic of, what is it is? Topics. Topic of topics. Now what we have to do? If topic is topic dot, here we will use topic name. This is a simple string type. So to give it in a good way, how do we maintain here? Topic name is JavaScript. Let's do little bit more here. This is, so topic name is what? JavaScript. After that, topic description. Understood? Description is this summary. Okay. That means that is the key and value. Here also topic name. Topic name is what? CSS, and its description is, so its description is this one, right? That means now what we will do, if topic dot name is matching with the word, if topic name is matching with your word, then print that. Then document dot write. So document dot write, or in the results where you want to print. Suppose I want to print in a paragraph. Then what we will do? So we will simply put here. So document dot query selector paragraph dot inner HTML. In this, we have to print topic dot description. Understood? Only the description should be printed. If it is matching, then print this. That means now what happens here? On body on load, we have to write body load. Now this is the topic it is printing. Now observe carefully back. I am searching for CSS and click on search. It will get that and display. That means it is showing it defines styles for HTML. If you want, you can print which topic also they are searching. That means what we will do here, we will put a expression. Here we will define topic dot name, topic dot name, and what else you want to display? Topic dot description. BR we will print here topic dot description. Then it will be fine. That means results, where what results also we can keep, headings and all we can define. That means what we will do, in this heading also you want to display, then you can display some, suppose we can use a span, right? Results for, right? Results for span. How to get the span? That means in the paragraph we will display only, in the paragraph we will display only description. Okay, in the span document dot query selector, in the span we will display inner HTML, we will display topic dot name. That's it. Then it will display results for CSS. I will go back. I am searching for here JavaScript, then search result for JavaScript. That means we are transporting data from one page to another. In another page, we are collecting that and using. This is done by using query string. And for that, we are using this technique. So location dot search is used to get the query string. So this is example. Here we defined location search. So these two files are there. One file is google.html. In google.html, no program, only a form with a method submit get, and action is results. Action indicates where to submit. That is what we defined. And in results, what we are doing, we are collecting that information and printing it. That means we will copy that, we are collecting and printing. This is the example for location, how it works. So these are location related. Similarly, we have navigator and document that we'll see tomorrow. Right? In tomorrow's session, very important topics we will see some more. Like how do we know what plugins are installed? How do we know his browser version is correct or not? Because website says that please update your browser. Website says that please change the browser. How they know our browsers? How they know that cookies are not enabled in browser? Please enable cookies. All that information, even geolocation, from which city they are accessing. All such detail we can do by using navigator. That we'll see in tomorrow's session. Okay, right.